Okay, so as we said, setup wise now looking really, really good. We'll draw these lines on here as sort of your positions that we discussed before. So the blue line in both of these cases is what we call the sort of swing plane line.
Right.
Okay, that's sort of the angle we're trying to swing the golf club underneath, and the yellow line at setup is sort of the shaft line where the club's sort of sitting on the angle there. And both of those lines are absolutely fine. As we swing the club back in both of these cases, we're swinging that golf club nicely through that sort of cone, as we can see. So both backswings there are pretty much identical, aren't they? So your backswing for me is not a problem. We're not getting the club now sort of sticking out over here anywhere, or your arm sort of going too far underneath. So those issues are really, I would never say they're gone. They're dormant, should we say. They still might resonate there somewhere, but for the moment you're swinging the golf club back really nicely.
Right.
It's nothing to worry about. The issue for me, though, is when you get to the top of the backswing now, your left knee, you can see, starting to sort of go from here. It starts going forwards, and your weight now gets on the tiptoes too much. As a result of that, when you swing through, you lose your balance, and you can't really twist the body. It looks a bit sort of tucked up. And he hasn't moved really at all, that back foot, because your body now is in sort of let's stand up mode rather than let's move mode.
Right.
Once you feel once you feel your balance is going to become an issue, you've got to try and stabilise your balance. Okay. So what you're doing then throughout this swing, and it's literally from the top of your backswing there at sort of 7.27 to impact about 7.5, probably 7.57. So 300th of a second. You're trying to stabilise yourself from falling over. Right. So that's where the balance becomes an issue. Your body not going to rotate. Now your arms have to take over, and you sort of swipe it. The swing feels very quick. That one that went 200 yards didn't feel a quick swing, did it? It felt nice and smooth.
No, probably. It was a relaxed swing.
Yeah, nice. And there was no hit in that shot because everything was working together. So from here now, once you get to the top of the backswing, okay, you want your left knee to start going backwards, as you can see now, disappearing because your left hip is rotating through impact. Nice strike, as we can see. Ball settling down. Look at your right leg and right knee now twisting through a lot more. That's not as much as you have done, but it's more certainly than that one there.
Okay.
Because you're able to move now, because you're not thinking, I'm going to fall over. You can just rotate your body better. Your swing now is focusing on actually making a better move, i.e. turning the body, focusing mainly on the left hip, twisting out the way, rather than, my body's lost balance, I've got to try and stay upright. Because you're swinging a 3.5 foot metal object, Jeff, 70 mile an hour. Balance could be an issue quite easily if you lose a bit of balance forward or backwards. If you go on your tiptoes, you're going to try and get back on your heels as quick as you can. And that's what I often call that sort of lunging back and forth. When you don't then go forward, you lunge back, you fall back on your heels. So it's just making sure we keep the swing. Throughout the swing, what we're looking for is the weight should start off sort of equally in the middle part of your feet. And kind of maintain that position. If we're going back and forth on toes to heels all the time, the consistency of that is going to be all over the place.
Okay.
On occasions, you might get a good strike, but it's going to be very, very rare. At the moment, for me, though, I would say of all the shots you've hit there, so the 20, 25 shots you've hit, 2 or 3 have been phenomenal. One was just unbelievably good. I mean, really, really good. So try and get as many of them as we can, obviously, but 2 or 3 are going to be really good. 7, 8, 9 out of 10, 11, 12 were good tee shots, and 2 or 3 were a little bit of the old ones, okay? But as a percentage of consistency, if you can hit 80% or 75% of drives at a 150 and in play, that's kind of playable, isn't it?
Yeah, and when you're talking 150, is that carry?
Yeah, you're getting towards carry. Yeah, I mean, you're probably the red flag on the right-hand side. You're sort of landing next is 143 yards away, and you've cleared that on a good occasion more often than not when you get a good strike.
Right.
Okay. The not so good ones. Okay. You catch them a little bit missy, which is sometimes just a pilot error. I mean, you're swinging this club, as you said, 20 feet at 70 mile an hour. To miss the sweet spot by half an inch or an inch or so is not a big miss, but enough to affect the ball flight. They're landing about 120, 130 because they're a low flight and straight. They land on a fairway, they might run 40, 50 yards.
They're going to run.
Exactly. When the ball's sort of shooting off low left or high right, into trees, into bunkers, they're going nowhere.
Yes, I suppose my biggest fear on a tee shot has been where there's a long carry.
And you've got to get over something.
You've got to clear something, especially on links courses.
Yeah, exactly. And I think part of that is when you see you have to make the carry, you try to do something above and beyond what you can do.
Yes.
And you duff it. You try and swing it further than you need to. But you can carry 130, 140, 150, 160. You hit one of those shots that went almost 200 yards. You can carry that. When you have to do it, you in some ways try too hard, as the sort of saying goes.
Right.
You can't try too hard, but that sort of sensation, I must get the ball now over this pond or over these whatever it may be, gorse bushes or rough,
Yeah.
and you try to hit it harder and try and thump it and stuff, and you lose the technique. Okay, if we can get that left hip working better, we're certainly going to stay in balance more.
Right.
The more in balance you are, the more likely you are to strike it at the middle part of the club, which will give us the distance we're looking for, and obviously result in the golf ball tending to go sort of straight towards our target, not sort of curling off to the right there, or hooking sort of low left off the heel. Okay?
Right.
Does that make sense then? Yeah. So left knee's the problem going forward.
Yeah.
Don't move the left knee. Think twist the left hip. The left hip twist, the left knee can't go forward. It's almost, if this is going backwards, that can't go forward at the same time.
Right.
Physically impossible. So don't think stop him. Think work on that left hip.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have a couple more then, Jeff, just to finish off with then, and we'll go from there. Okay.